So if you already studied the Newton-Raphson method or not, we will first discuss mathematics of Newton-Raphson method, and then we will discuss how to apply this Newton-Raphson method for load flow analysis. The first is Newton-Raphson method is a iterative method for solution, and it is for non-linear equations. How many of you have heard the term hit and trial method? Hit and trial method. What is it? कोई बताओ हिट एंड ट्रायल मेथड क्या होता है?
सर कोई वैल्यू ले ली फिर उसको
डिफरेंट वैल्यूज
हाँ, hit and trial is we will assume some values, then find that satisfy the equation or not, and if on the basis of that we will identify how much is the error, and then we will be solving and finding the answer of that, again changing and changing. So generally Newton-Raphson method is also on that concept. We will assume some quantity, we will assume some solution. So let's consider we have a problem y1 equal to f1 x1 x2 up to xn. Similarly y2 equal to f2 x1 x2 up to xn. And similarly we have yn equal to fn x1 x2 up to xn. These are non-linear equations, and they are quantities, specified quantities y1 y2 yn, and we have unknown variables x1 x2 up to xn. And now we have to find out the solution of these equations and find the x1 x2 and xn. So what we do, we will approximate solution x1 0, x2 0 up to xn 0. So we have considered initial solution for this x1 0, x2 0 up to xn 0. And then we will be putting these values into our functions and checking that how much that are suitable, how many. So like this, we have a this, and this is your solution. So we are giving some value, and then on the basis of this we will be calculating how much far we are and what is delta, how much change is required for getting near to the solution. So we will change this x1 0 by x1 with x1 0 plus delta x1 0. So this is the change is required. So we will getting a new value of x1 1, and similarly x1 2, x1 3 and x1 4. So we will change some by some value. We will get to new position, that is x1 1, and this is delta x1 0. Then again we will be changing to some value delta x1 1, and we will reaching to x1 2. And similarly we will be finally, after some iterations, we will be getting to a final solution. So we have assumed delta x1 0, delta x2 0 up to delta xn 0 are corrections required for x1 0, x2 0 up to xn 0 for next better solution. So now we have changed x1 to x1 0 to x1 1. So your equation will become y1 equal to f1 x1 0 plus delta x1 0 x2 0 plus delta x2 0 and xn 0 plus delta xn 0. Similarly, y2 will be, and y3 and y enter. Now it can be divided as f1 x1 0 x2 0 x3 0 up to xn 0 plus, if we have studied x change delta f1 upon delta x1 x0 plus delta x2 0 delta f1 upon delta x2 x0 and so on, plus delta x1 0 delta f1 square upon del square x1 square upon x0 and so on. So this can be divided in these parts. This first will be x1 0 x2 0 x2 xn, then it will be changed and first derivative of this function with respect to x1, then change in x2 and first derivative of x2 and so on, and then it will be second derivative, third derivative, fourth derivative. Generally we are saying that because it is changed, so when we are going for second or higher order of derivatives, they will become negligible and we will remove them. So your final y1 will become f1 x1 0 x2 0 and xn 0 plus delta x1 0 delta f1 upon delta x1 x0 plus delta x2 0 del f1 upon delta x2 x0 and so on. So it can be rewritten as y1 minus f1 x1 0 x2 0 xn 0 equal to del x1 0 del f1 upon delta x1 plus del x2 0 delta f1 upon delta x2 and so on. And similarly, we get y2 minus f2 x1 0 x2 0 up to xn 0 equal to delta x0 del f2 upon del x2 sorry x1 plus delta x2 0 del f2 upon delta x2 and so on. So we can write in matrix form y1 minus f1 x1 0 x2 0 up to xn 0 y2 minus f2 x1 0 x2 0 up to xn 0 and similarly yn minus fn x1 0 x2 0 up to xn 0 equal to delta f1 upon delta x1 delta f2 upon delta x2 up to delta fn upon delta xn x1. Sorry, this is f1 and x2n up to xn. Then delta f2 upon delta x1, delta f2 upon delta x2 up to delta f2 upon delta xn. Similarly, delta fn upon delta x1, delta f2 upon delta x2, sorry, fn, and delta fn upon delta xn into delta x1 0, delta x2 0 up to delta xn 0. So generally, we will write it as B equal to J into C. So where J is first derivative matrix and it is known as Jacobian matrix. B difference of a specified quantity and calculated quantity and C is change in solution. So our aim is to find out C. So we will, from C, we will get change in delta x1, x2, xn. And from this, we will get x1, 1 equal to x1, 0 plus delta x1, 0. x2, 1 equal to x2, 0 plus delta x2, 0 and so on. So then we will again doing this equation, then again and again. So this is how we will be solving and finding till we will be having change, that is delta x1, delta x2 and delta xn within the specified range. When we reach to a specified range, your solution has been reached, and this is how we will be solving with the help of Newton-Raphson method. So basic drawback with respect to Newton-Raphson method is because it will start your calculation by assuming x1 0, x2 0 and xn 0. So it will be mainly depending how much close you will be selecting your x1 0, x2 0 up to xn 0. So this is the major drawback. If you have selected the quantities which are nearer to final solution, you will be easily get the solution. If you assume a large difference between actual quantity and calculated, then it will be take very long time, or it may possible it will not convert. So this is major drawback with respect to Newton-Raphson method. But because in power system analysis, we have generally all the solution near to 1 per unit. So generally when we are solving a power system, that drawback is not applicable in the case of load flow analysis. So first, now we will be apply Newton-Raphson method to load flow problem. Newton-Raphson method to load flow problem. So first we have to write the equations. Your equation is Pp minus jQp equal to Vp star Ip, or we can say it is Vp star summation Q equal to 1 to n Ypq Vq. Ip, we have put the value of Ip, so that will be summation Q equal to 1 to n Ypq into Vq. Now we select Vp equal to Ep plus JFP, Vq equal to Eq plus JFQ, and Ypq equal to Gpq minus JBPQ. So when we write these in this equation, Pp minus jQp will become Ep minus J plus JFP star summation Q equal to 1 to n Gpq minus JBPQ into Eq plus JFQ. So this will become Ep minus JFP summation Q equal to 1 to n. We multiply these both terms. So this will become Eq Gpq plus JFQ Gpq minus JEQ BPQ plus FQ BPQ. So this will you get when you multiply these terms. सही है क्या? How many of you say that this is correct? We have multiplied the two complex quantities. हम दिखाओ जिसको लगता है it is correct. How many of you think that this multiplication is correct? Show me the thumb. किसी को नहीं लगता कि this multiplication is correct? आशीष कुमार बताओ। आशीष कुमार, ऑन करके गायब हो गए दिखते हो।
सर सही है।
2 का आंसर आया बस मेरे पास। सचिन श्रीवम,
सर ये कॉम्प्लेक्स सा लग रहा है, देख रहा हूँ मैं।
देखो इतनी देर तो लगती नहीं, कॉम्प्लेक्स मल्टीप्लिकेशन में इतनी देर लगती क्या। महेश, महेश राठी, रोहित कुमार, तो मतलब आधे क्लास में ऑन करके गायब है। तो फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल टेक ए क्विज of 1 or 2 question and you have to submit that quiz, and it will give you how much you are.
तो सर ये क्विज न्यूमेरिकल या फिर थ्योरेटिकल?
क्विज का मतलब क्या, 2 क्वेश्चन यूं ही जिनका आंसर ABCD में देना है।
अच्छा सर, ओके।
टॉपिक सर कौन सा
तो पढ़ रहे हैं हम
शुरुआत से सर?
जैसे अभी ये किया, जैसे तो न्यूटन राप्सन एनआर मेथड का फुल फॉर्म क्या है, ऐसा क्वेश्चन। वो डिपेंड करता है क्वेश्चन क्या है, वो तो कुछ भी बन सकता है क्वेश्चन, छोटा स्मॉल क्वेश्चन हो, वो नहीं है कि कोई कैलकुलेशन करनी पड़ेगी।
सही है सर।
तो इट विल बी ए सिंपल मल्टीप्लिकेशन। हमने पहले जीपीक्यू को इससे मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, दिस विल गिव यू EQ into GPQ, then GPQ को इससे मल्टीप्लाई किया तो that will become GPQ into FQ J, then minus J, इसको इससे मल्टीप्लाई किया तो EQ BQ J, यहाँ पर नेगेटिव आया और क्योंकि J स्क्वायर था तो उसका माइनस वापस आया तो it will become प्लस, तो it will be plus FQ BPQ. So this will be your, so now we will write PP equal to summation Q equal to 1 to N. It is real part of this. So real part of this will be EP EQ GPQ plus FQ BPQ plus FP FQ GPQ minus EQ BPQ, and your QP will become summation Q equal to 1 to N FP EQ GPQ plus FQ BPQ minus EP FQ GPQ minus EQ BPQ. This will be your P and Q, and VP, magnitude of VP square is EP square plus FP square. So these are your basic equations for load flow analysis. So now, as you are aware, we have 4 n quantities. We have 4 n quantities. And that 4 n quantities are P, लिख लेते हैं, या P, QP, magnitude of VP, and angle. So these are 4 quantities at each bus. So we have total 4 n quantities. And if you remember, we have studied that 2 n quantities are known and 2 n quantities are unknown. And we have already studied that we have a slack bus, we have PQ bus, and we have PV bus. So we have slack bus, we have PQ bus, and we have PV bus. X slack bus, we have V delta known quantity. At PQ bus, P and Q are known quantities. And at PV bus, P and V are known quantities. So when we are talking about voltage, so when we are talking about equation of this equation PP and QP, so out of these, when we are talking YPQ equal to GPQ minus JBPQ, this is known quantities always. This is a known quantity always. So now we have PP, that is function of E and F. And similarly, QP is also function of E and F. And E and F depends on voltage and angle. Because if you remember, V equal to E plus JF. So E and F depends on the magnitude of the voltage and angle of the voltage. That means your P and Q will be the function of E and F, real part of voltage and imaginary part of the voltage. So when we are talking about slack bus, magnitude of V and angle is known. And if these quantities are known, your this P and Q will become also known. Because you know all the terms: voltage, magnitude, angle of the voltage. With the help of this, you know the value of E, you know the value of F, you know the value of GPQ, and you know the value of PPQ already. All the terms which your function real power and reactive power depends are known to you for the slack bus, and due to that, now our quantity, which is 2n, will not remain 2n, they will become 2 n minus 1, because at slack bus all quantities are known quantity. So that means that n will become 1 less. अगर आपको याद भी हो, जब हम नोडल एनालिसिस भी करते थे तो 1 will be considered as रेफरेंस नोड, तो टोटल नंबर ऑफ नोड एक कम हो जाते थे. सेम यहाँ है. तो that will not become 2n, that will become 2n minus 1. So 2n n minus 1, generally this is no given 1. Slack bus is given bus number 1. So P1 Q1. So now your remaining quantity, I am considering that all the buses are generator buses. If generator buses, then P and Q are known quantity. And we have to find E and F. So your quantities P2, P3 up to Pn, Q2, Q3 up to Qn, that are your known quantities. And E1, E2, E2, E3 up to En, and F2, F3 up to Fn are unknown quantities. So when these will become unknown quantities, so you will be getting delta P2, delta P3 up to delta Pn, and delta Q2, delta Q3 up to delta Qn as change in the quantity, and delta E2, delta E3, and so on, and delta F2, delta F3, and so on. So these are your B matrix, and this will be giving you C matrix. And J will depend on this. It will be a function of E and F. So the equation will be delta P2, delta P3 up to delta Pn, delta Q2 up to delta Qn. This is your matrix B, equal to, this will become delta P2 upon delta E2, delta P2 upon delta E3 up to delta Pn upon delta En, and then it will become delta P2 upon delta F2 up to delta P2 upon delta Fn. Then delta P3 upon delta E2, delta P3 upon delta E3, and so on till delta Pn upon delta E2, delta Pn upon delta E3, and so on. Delta P2 upon delta F2, and so on.
सर वहाँ डेल्टा Pn नहीं ना होगा सर.
Sorry, P है ना.
सर
हाँ,
सर वहाँ डेल्टा Pn नहीं है, सर डेल्टा P2 होगा सर सबसे ऊपर में.
P2 ही तो है सर. This will be, all will be P2, this will be P3, this will be Pn. And similarly, now then it will be Q2 upon delta E2 delta Q2 upon delta E3 and delta Q2 upon delta F2 and so on. Till it is delta Qn upon delta E2, delta Qn upon delta E3 and delta Qn upon delta F2 and so on. And here it will be delta E2 delta E3 up to delta En, then delta F2 up to delta Fn. This will be your B matrix, this will be your J matrix, and this will be your C matrix. And for simplicity, we will be writing it as detail we will discuss in next